What's up, branding experts? Arek here at eBay Design, and in this video I'm going to share with you the core values of famous brands, and then we're gonna talk about how to write core values for your or your client's brand so that you can create a culture and driving force for what that brand stands for in the world and how you want that brand to be perceived in the marketplace. Now, if you're new to this channel and you want actionable tips on branding, strategy and design, well then smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. My name is Arek Dvorniczak, and at eBay Design, my mission is to help people design iconic brands. Okay, so before we talk about the core values of famous brands, first let's quickly define what core values actually are and why you need them. Okay, so what are core values? They are basically guiding principles that articulate what your brand stands for. You see, values are amongst our most important attributes as individuals. Different people have different values, and this is basically what makes us human. So if you share the same values as I do, chances are that we can connect and become friends. So as brands advance into human personas, they define their values in order to be able to create that human-like connection with people. And those values stand at the very core of your brand, and they guide business processes. So that together with your purpose and vision statements, they guide your company both internally and externally. And they are important to both attracting customers as well as retaining your best employees. So it's extremely important to get clear on your brand core values at an early stage so as to raise consistency in brand experience. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of the most famous brands and their core values so that you can see some examples and understand what I'm talking about and get inspired. Okay, so firstly we have Apple, and Steve Jobs was also the company's chief brand evangelist, who used to say, marketing is about values, it's a complicated and noisy world, and we are not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. So Apple's core values are accessibility, to ensure that people with physical limitations are not left out; education, to provide educational solutions to schools across the United States; environment, to build products that are safe for both the users and the environment; inclusion and diversity, to create products that serve everyone. We believe in including everyone. Supplier responsibility, hold suppliers and partners responsible for creating quality products for our users. And privacy, offer the utmost security for the user. Privacy is a fundamental human right. So if you are a founder and you are not clear about what your brand stands for, then how can you expect others to know? You need to be like Steve Jobs and also be your own chief brand evangelist. Okay, so secondly we have Starbucks, and from the beginning Starbucks set out to be a different kind of company, more than just about coffee. Starbucks is about creating a culture of warmth and belonging where everyone is welcome. And even the founder said, we are in the people business serving coffee, not the coffee business serving people. So Starbucks' core values are teamwork, delivering our best in all we do, holding ourselves accountable for the results; integrity, being present, connecting with transparency, dignity and respect for culture, creating a culture of warmth and belonging where everyone is welcome; perseverance, acting with courage, challenging the status quo and finding new ways to grow our company and each other. So the entire experience is designed to be the beginning of an inspirational journey where you are treated warmly and with transparency, dignity and respect. Okay, now thirdly we have Dunkin, and Dunkin values its customers' loyalty over everything else, and they believe that being a good corporate citizen is good business. And the company has been rated number 1 in customer loyalty since 2006 in the Brand Key Customer Loyalty Index. So the Dunkin's core values are honesty, you can always recover from the truth; responsibility, own the outcome whether it's good or bad; respect, give people their dignity and earn others' respect; humility, it's about the team, never lose sight of those who helped along the way or those less fortunate in our communities. So it is very important to Dunkin to always serve the best quality to their customers, and every single manager within the company was vetted for those values, and the CEO John Luther said that lots of people left the company. So these values are taking the company forward aggressively while laser focusing the customer's understanding of Dunkin brand. Okay, so now let's take Coca-Cola as an example. For a company to not only survive but also consistently stay at the top globally, it must have an internal strong culture. And at Coca-Cola, this has emerged due to its core values. So they believe in inspiring inspiring each other to be the best they can be. So Coca-Cola's core values are leadership, the courage to shape a better future, collaboration, leverage collective genius, accountability, if it's to be, it's up to me, passion, committed in heart and mind, and diversity, as inclusive as our brands. So ideally, Coca-Cola strives to foster good relations within its facilities in such a way that people can share ideas. So by creating a corporation with some elements of independence, workers and investors feel as integral components of the corporation. And as a result, it pushes them to own responsibilities and become accountable for the overall growth of the company. Okay, so the next on my list is Facebook. And Facebook, that is fairly a new company, has remained its 5 core values unchanged since 2008. And they're all about creating a culture of openness and fast progress. And this is what enables the company to stay at the forefront of innovation. So the Facebook's core values are: be bold, building great things means taking risks, focus on impact, be good at finding the biggest problems to work on, move fast. Moving fast enables us to build more things and learn faster. Be open, we believe that a more open world is a better world, and build social value. Focus every day on how to build real value for the world in everything we do. So Facebook is a strengths-based organization. The term refers to a company that builds upon individuals' talents rather than trying to strengthen their weaknesses. And this allows its employees to produce work that is meaningful. And this approach reinforces Zuckerberg's mission of providing citizens across the world with the opportunity to express themselves online. And at number 6, we have YouTube. So YouTube is all about sharing stories and building community. And as a brand, YouTube believes that everyone deserves to have a voice. So YouTube's core values are based on 4 essential freedoms that are in line with the purpose for which the company was founded, giving people a voice. So the YouTube's core values are freedom of expression. People should be able to speak freely, share opinions, and foster open dialogue. Freedom of information. Everyone should have easy and open access to information. Freedom of opportunity. Everyone should have a chance to be discovered, build a business, and succeed on their own terms. And freedom of belong. Everyone should be able to find communities of support and come together around shared interests and passions. So with these 4 values, YouTube creates an environment where people get an opportunity to share ideas and find any information they are looking for, and to get a chance to discover something new and belong to a community. And the last example on my list is Microsoft. And Microsoft really understands the importance of creating an innovative culture to thrive in the computer technology sector. So they are very dedicated to advancing human and organizational achievement, and this directly contributes to the presence of products that help customers with dependable computing. So Microsoft's core values are innovation. We believe technology can and should be a force for good. Diversity and inclusion. Different perspectives help us to achieve more. Social responsibility. We are committed to improving our world and reporting our progress. Trustworthy computing. Security, privacy, and compliance are core tenets of how we empower organizations to serve their customers. So to make an impact across the globe, Microsoft has learned the art of being inclusive to ensure the company has a global image that does not alienate anyone. And the company has put in place core values that ensure that inclusiveness and promote innovation. Okay, so now since you've seen some examples, let's talk about how to identify core values for your brand. So here we want to be clear on how we want to be perceived, and then we need to put a solid guide in place in order to be able to achieve that perception. So it's about the experience that your customers, suppliers, and the wider public will have with your brand. Okay, so first of all, your goal is to identify key core values, not a laundry list of cookie cutter values that you copied from another company, perhaps even from this video. So as you've seen in those examples, you should pick about 3 to 5 values, and then this is really important, shortly describe each of them, because what I often see is that people choose random values that just sound nice or noble, but choosing standard values like honest or timely or reliable won't help you stand out from the crowd in any significant way. And this is because it is not really actionable, so your team won't know how to put them in practice and communicate that to the world. So there is no real feeling or emotion behind these words other than that they just sound nice. And as Richard Branson said, too many companies want their brands to reflect some kind of idealized, perfected image of of themselves, and as a consequence their brand acquire no texture, no character. Okay, so how can we dig deeper? Well, I've developed a branding exercise that will allow you to find core values as a part of your brand strategy. So check out the brand strategy guide on my blog, find the link in the description, where you can download the worksheets and follow my step-by-step guide to identifying core values, so that you can run this branding exercise with your or your client's team and do this properly. And my guide is very practical, so hopefully you will be able to run this exercise smoothly. But in case you have any questions, just leave a comment below and I will do my best to answer all of those. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want tips on branding, strategy and design. This was Arek Dworniczak from UX Design, and I will see you in the next one.